Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening, Shruti. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Doing wonderful too. Thank you for asking. So, Shruti,
Yeah,
how
yes.
have the last few days been? Anything special happening? Anything that you'd like to tell me about?
Nothing special as usual. As today I helped my mother in their household chores and I done my English practice.
I did.
Not I
I
did my
did.
English practice and not too much productive day because I'm little bit under the weather because
Okay.
of this changing weather. But
Yes.
yeah, can't complain.
Okay,
Everything
good.
is
But do
fine.
you
And
have, is it raining?
no,
Is
ma'am,
it raining there?
now it's scorching hot here.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right. Because we do have rains. We keep getting, unexpected rains. So it's very hot here too. And in
okay.
between, we have these spells of heavy rains.
Hmm.
And like you said, that's another reason for, all kinds of illnesses cropping up.
Yeah, ma'am. And ma'am,
Yeah.
here morning and evening it's quite cold here, but in the afternoon time it's very hot. So
Yeah.
because of
That I
that,
think it is because of that, those contrast in the climate. That's what I think brings out makes us feel under the weather.
yeah, ma'am, right.
Right, right. Okay. So, generally, when it's this type of a climate, what do you do? Do you like stepping out, or you prefer staying in at home?
Ma'am, I don't like stepping out. If I talk about myself, I like to stay at home,
Okay. So, what
going
about
from
visiting? You're not very fond of visiting, going sightseeing to places you have never seen, something like that.
no, ma'am, I love traveling,
Yeah.
but especially in these days that they're changing weather because I am allergic to many things. If I am whenever I am going to very cold area or very hot area and some type of flowers, so I have allergic to some things.
Okay.
So
Okay. You are
that's
allergic to
why,
certain flowers and certain
yeah,
climates. You say.
right, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So
All right.
that's
So you need
why.
to be very careful when you go to places. You need to pick and choose the places you visit.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So what are the places you have visited outside of your native place?
Okay. I have visited Delhi, Punjab, some cities in UP also.
Right.
And because my father was in the army,
Yeah.
so when I was child, in my childhood, I we also stayed in Assam because my father was working there.
Posted
So
there.
he
Posted there.
posted there. Yeah.
He
So
was
for I
posted there.
yeah he
Yeah.
was posted there. So
And
for
say when
four
I was
years
a child, Shruti. When I was child. Don't say when I was child. Say when I was a
when I
child.
was a child. Okay.
Okay. So my father
Yes,
was
ma'am.
posted there. So you were even at Assam.
Sorry.
So you Assam. You said Assam.
Yeah, Assam. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. All
Nagaland,
right.
Assam. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. Okay. So now tell me now. You must have visited a lot of monuments in all these places, right? Have you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So
Yes, ma'am.
before we go on to what the monuments actually are, tell me what you understand by monuments.
Monuments, ma'am, which is the part of our history,
Yes.
and they also remind us the people,
About the people.
about the people. Um, they did a lot of things for us.
Okay, so you can say
So
they to commemorate people, to
yeah,
commemorate, to remind us about,
commemorate. Yeah.
commemorate. Okay, to
Okay.
commemorate people in incidences or events also. Okay, so for
Yes,
example,
ma'am.
when you say commemorate people, maybe like we have these memorials like the War Memorial. It is actually a commemoration of the soldiers who fought during independence, right? So that
Right,
is,
ma'am.
yeah, that's a type of a monument that commemorates people. Then you have incidences, such as we have the Jallianwala Bagh. That's an
Mhm.
incident. It is in
Yes,
memory of
ma'am.
the incidents that took place there, right? So it holds a significant place in history. Similarly, when we
Yes,
talk
ma'am.
about, yeah, we can talk about different places like tombs. What is a tomb? A
Sorry.
tomb, Tomb, a tomb. Have you heard of it?
Tomb. No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, Taj Mahal is considered a tomb,
Okay.
a place where you keep the body of a person. You preserve the body of
Okay.
a person. Okay.
Okay.
So it is believed that Taj Mahal, in the basement or some, they have a tomb wherein the body of his wife is preserved. It's a tomb. Okay.
Tomb.
So,
Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
Tomb, where B is silent. You say tomb.
Tomb.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So you have here, the structures such as tombs, which are also called monuments, right? Okay. Now you can tell me what are the different monuments that you have visited.
Ma'am, in Delhi, I visited all the monuments like Qutub Minar, Red Fort, and Akshardham Temple. And yeah,
Taj
so in
Mahal.
Delhi, yeah, Taj Mahal in Agra. Yeah, I visited
Okay.
there. Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what about the other places? Now you said you've been all over, at least in quite a few places. You have traveled out of your hometown. You said, right? So what are the other
Yes.
monuments, popular monuments that you have visited?
Uh, no, ma'am. I most because I was working in Delhi for
Ah,
10 years. So that's
okay.
why I, yeah, visited in Delhi all the monuments. And in
Okay.
UP, Hastinapur, if you
Okay.
heard
Yes, I've
about
heard
that,
about it. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
and that place I also visited there. And
Okay.
Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar. Yeah,
Right.
that's it.
The
Yes, ma'am.
Golden Temple.
Golden
The
Temple. Yeah.
Golden Temple. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So these are the places, the different monuments, the temples, places that you have visited, right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's try to match the names of these monuments with the images that you see there. Can you see some images there, Shruti,
Mm,
on your screen?
yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Other than Taj Mahal, I'm not talking about Taj Mahal. The second set of images.
Ma'am, in which first one is Hawa Mahal.
Yeah. No. First is not Hawa Mahal. What is the first one?
Mm, on the third page,
It is on the
on last
on the second page, I think. Right?
Taj Mahal
Yeah. First one was Taj Mahal.
and Bibi Ka Makabra.
Yeah, but Bibi Ka Maqbara is also somewhere down there. No, it is the fifth one. 1 minute. 1 minute. You're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah. 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 Bibi Ka Maqbara. Yes. So Taj Mahal.
Hmm. In Agra,
Yes.
Bibi Ka Makabra. I don't know about that.
Hyderabad.
Okay, Hyderabad, Qutub Minar
Yeah.
in New Delhi,
Right.
and Sanchi Satupa.
Stupa. The
Stupa,
pillar. Stupa. The pillar of Sanchi in Sanchi.
Sanchi. It's in Sanchi, and
Yes.
Char Minar in Aurangabad.
Aurangabad. Aurangabad. Right. Okay. So, do you like to travel and see monuments, Shruti?
Ma'am, I'm not too much interested in history, but yeah, if we talk about for some entertainment or clicking some picture or selfie, so yeah, that time we enjoy to visit monuments.
Okay. So, which is the best monument from all these that you have spoken about? Now, you've told me in
Uh,
Delhi itself that you visited many monuments. So, pick out any one monument that you have visited, and what is it that you found very significant there?
Ma'am, according to me, I think Akshardham temple. Yeah,
Okay.
it's very beautiful, and because when someone enter to that temple,
When
so
someone enters the temple,
enters the temple, so they should they deposit their mobile outside. So when we entered inside, so we don't have mobile, so we are able to enjoy the every moment. And because when we have mobile in our hand, so we just
you're
focus
busy
on
clicking
clicking
pictures.
pictures and making reels or video. But when we don't have mobile, so we focus on everything. So that's why, and
Everything.
it's very beautiful from
Okay.
inside. So that's
Okay.
why Akshardham temple. Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. Wonderful. That's a, like
Ma'am,
what you
have you
said is
ever
very
visited?
true. No, I've
Have you
not
ever?
been. I've been to Delhi, and when I say Delhi, when we went to Taj Mahal and Qutub Minar and the Red Fort. Other than that, I don't think I've gone to many places there. And that was, I'm talking like about 30 years back. So it is a very long time back. So I've got very vague memories of it. But other than that, no, I have not been out of. I've not been to any place where I can say, other than Bangalore, of course, with my place. There, of course, you have these monuments, like you have the Vidhan Sauda. That's a building. That's how the public, the offices, the government offices are there. Then you have these gardens, beautiful gardens there, like the Kaban Park and Lal Bagh, and those kind of places. Other than that, not too many monuments. Yes, I
Okay.
visited the Mysore Palace in Mysore, the Vrindavan
Maisa
Gardens
Palace.
also, Mysore,
Mysore.
Mysore, Mysore Palace, and Vrindavan Gardens again in Mysore. So these are the places that I have visited, as like the monuments, I would say. And of course, we've got some lovely temples in Kerala, which is of course very close to my heart. Beautiful temples we have here. Okay. So, which is the one monument that you wish to see?
Ma'am, I think Hawa Mahal. I heard a
Okay.
lot about Hawa Mahal, but I never visited there.
Okay.
So I wish to.
I have heard a lot about the Hawa Mahal, and I have always wanted to visit there. Okay. You
Okay,
have.
ma'am, I
Yeah.
want to ask you one question. I am
Sure.
always confused in this tense where we use past continuous, past perfect. So, can you, ma'am, clear me one by one every
Sure.
tense?
Sure.
So, yeah,
Sure.
because
Okay. Okay. Say, let's say, now even continuous tenses, is it? You having a problem with the continuous tenses also? Okay, right. Let us start then. We'll start with a say the present tense. Okay, tell me one sentence in present tense.
present
When I
tense.
say simple present tense, wherein you talk about say some habit of yours, some likes or dislikes of yours. These are some things that you do in a very routine manner. These are all things that you use where you use the simple present tense. So tell me
Okay.
one like or dislike or some habit of yours.
Um, I attend English Yaari session
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay. Now, when I say present continuous tense, what does it mean?
Um,
Presently, what are you doing? The ing
okay.
form. Okay, so what are you doing? So, as of now, right now, what are we doing?
I am
I am,
learning
yeah.
English or
Oh,
attending my English class.
right. I am, you can say I'm speaking to Anita ma'am, I am listening to her, or you can say we are discussing grammar, right? So the ing form is where you use the is and am are plus the ing, present continuous tense.
Okay,
That is
present
something that you're
continuous.
doing now. Okay, so when you say you say I am, he is, we are, they are, you are. So the
Okay.
plurals, the singulars. You know where to use the singulars, you know where to use the plurals, right? For
Yes, ma'am.
example,
Yes, ma'am.
he is, and she is. It is. So it is walking, the cat. If we're talking about the cat, it is walking across the road or it is lying on the floor. Okay. She is watching a movie. My mother is cooking. Okay. So that is the present continuous tense. When you're talking about plurals, of course, you will use are before the
Are
verb plus ing. So that will be the present continuous tense. Then you have the simple past tense. What is the simple past tense?
simple
Tell me what
past
you did
tense.
10 minutes. What did you do 10 minutes before you attended the session? Let's do it that way. So
Okay.
anything that
I
has just happened is in the past tense. Even if it's just 10 minutes or 2 minutes ago, it still falls under the past tense. So what did you do just before you logged into the session?
I drank a cup of tea.
Okay. Or you say I had a cup of tea. Just before the session, I had a cup of tea. Had is another word we can use instead of drink or eat or consume, to consume something. So I
So, ma'am,
had.
it's our choice we use had or drank, or it's
Yes,
something
it's a
there is also
choice,
a
but
rule.
no, there is no such rule. It's a choice, but had definitely sounds better than saying drink, unless you want to specify what you drank. Now, if you have
Okay.
you want to specify. So, for example, now you want to specify to somebody that you had grape juice and not pineapple juice. So you can say I drank grape juice, okay, or I drank pineapple juice. On the other hand, if you use I had, it's also correct. I had some grape juice. That means you drank. And had can also mean ate. I had breakfast at 9 today. Normally I have it at 8:30. I had. I ate. Okay? So to eat or to drink, you can use the verb have.
Okay.
Right? Similarly, you can even talk about I have when you talk about a possession. That of course you know where we use have. As in, I have two sisters, I have three siblings, I have my own home. My dad
Okay.
has a car. Okay, possession. When you talk about possessions, what people own, you can use have. Then you can also talk about have when you want to talk about illnesses. Like I have a headache, I have stomach pain, I have toothache. That you say have.
And with third person, we use has.
Has. She has.
Okay.
He has. And it
Okay.
has. Think of it as singulars. It is easier. As a singular, with a singular subject, like he has, she has, a
Sure.
cat or dog, it has. Right? And another way to
Yes.
remember where to use has and have is now, whenever I say that with a singular, you can use the verb has. With a singular, S stands for singular. Okay? With
Singular.
a singular, you can use the verb has.
Has.
HAS, it ends with an S. Okay? For
Yeah.
plural, it
Sure.
is have. They have, we have, you have, I have. Got it? So
Yeah,
everything
ma'am.
you can
Right.
use this rule if you're confused with anywhere, any this one, like any kind of a sentence. If when you're confused, whether to use has, whether to use was, whether to use is, whether to use does. Always remember any verb that you want to match with a singular subject. Okay, ends with an S. For
Hmm.
example, she does, he does. We don't say he do, they do,
Yeah.
right? Then he was, she was, it was. Okay? You don't say
Yes,
it.
ma'am.
That's an easy way to relate. Got it?
Hmm.
Similarly, he
Yeah.
is ends with an S,
As.
right? So all the helping verbs and the actual verbs also. For example, he loves. My
Hmm.
sister eats. My mom cooks. So all these are singular. Therefore, the verb will end with an S.
As.
Yeah. Verb
Okay.
plus S form, singular. Right? That's a nice way. That's an
Yeah.
easy way to remember. Okay.
Right, ma'am.
So that's about the past tense. Okay. Past tense is where you use the
Um,
past form. So he saw, he went, she did, my mom cooked. Okay. So most of the past tenses most of them you can write an ed to the verb and get the past tense. For example, I walked. Okay. Then I talked. I looked. So you can add an ed and you get the past tense. Simple past tense.
Suppose
What did you
I am
ask?
saying I was living in Delhi. That is one sentence,
Yeah.
and another is I
Yes.
lived in Delhi. So, what is the difference between where we use ed and where we use ing
Okay.
in past? Yeah.
Suppose you say, I lived in Delhi. You're saying you lived in Delhi but not anymore. You are talking about something
Okay.
that has happened and over and done with. I lived in Delhi, say in 2016. I lived in Delhi. Now, when you're using the ing form, when you want to tell me something that happened when you were living in Delhi, for example, when I was living in Delhi, I visited the Qutub Minar. When I was
Okay.
living in Delhi, I visited the Qutub Minar. So you're telling me about something that happened when you lived in Delhi. Okay, so use the
Hmm.
ing form along with it. Or you just want to tell me something that
Okay.
happened and is over and done with, just use the simple past tense. I worked before the COVID. Okay,
Hmm.
now you want to tell me something that happened when you were working. Okay, when I was working during the COVID times, something happened. Okay, so when you
Okay.
want to tell me something, some sequence of events that happened in the past, okay, that
Yeah.
time you
Yes,
use the ing form, progressive
ing.
tenses, past
Okay.
continuous, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What you can do is to write sentences using the structure, Shruti. It's very easy to learn it instead of just learning sentences. What you can do is write the structure down and write different sentences. That's a nice way of learning. For example, simple past. Just choose your subjects. Okay, you can do it like I, you, we, they, he, she, it. These are the main subjects. So you can say I. You're talking about the past tense. I did. Okay,
Hmm.
you did. No, sorry, that's past. Yeah, past tense. Did is the same for everything.
Yeah, in
I
past.
did, you did, and we did, and he did, and she did. It's all the same thing. Okay. So what you can do is write past tenses. Make a simple sentence in the past tense. Below that, write the past continuous tense. What you were doing at that time. So was, because it is past tense, plus verb plus ing. He was working. My dad was working in Assam in 2000 and something. Okay. My mom was working as a teacher. Or you can say, my mom was cooking yesterday when my friend came home. So something happened yesterday. Yesterday, you want to tell me your friend came home. Okay. Now you also want to tell me what happened when your friend came home. So when your friend came home, mom was cooking something
Cooking.
special. So
Yes,
was
ma'am.
cooking, right? So past
Okay.
continuous tense. So write a simple present tense, present continuous tense, telling what you're doing exactly now. Okay, telling what you're doing right now. So use the is, am, are plus verb plus ing. I
Ing.
am walking. She is watching a movie. My mom is cooking. My parents are going. Okay. So depending upon the whether singular or plural, change your verbs. Then the verb is ing. Okay. This is for the
Okay.
past tense. Future tense is you just use a will before the verb to say what you want to do. I will go. I
Hmm.
will go to meet my friend this evening. I will watch a movie later on at night. So, will plus watch. Now, that is your future tense. Now, suppose you want to tell me what you will be doing in the future progressive tense, future continuous tense. It is I will be. You add the be.
We.
I will be watching. I will be watching a movie tomorrow at this time. Or you can say, I will be attending another session, or I will be attending a session with another tutor tomorrow at this time.
Yeah.
Got it?
Right, ma'am.
Will be verb plus ing. This is
Ing.
your future uh, continuous tense. So,
Okay.
future continuous, future simple future tense will be when you say, I will go.
I will
Future
go.
continuous
Hmm.
tense will be I will be going. I will be watching. I will be speaking. Got
We
it?
use will in every sentence in for future tense.
Before, yes, you can use will. Okay, I will go. All right. You can even talk about I am going. Now, when you say I am going for a movie tomorrow, you can also mean it in the future. Tomorrow
Hmm.
means future, right? I
Future.
am
Right.
going for a movie tomorrow. You can even say it in the simple present tense when you say, I am going after class, I am going, I will be going. I will be going after the class. I will be going out to meet my friend. Right? So,
Yeah.
what you
Yes,
can do
ma'am.
is practice sentences, write the structure and practice them, Shruti. So, once you write those sentences and understand the meanings, the different meanings, use different verbs, you will automatically try differentiate between the tenses, right?
Okay,
We'll do
ma'am.
the perfect tenses the next time because perfect tenses are a little to be something that you have to be a little careful about where you use the perfect tenses. We
Hmm.
can still do it. It's like we've got about 2-3 minutes more. I can quickly just tell you. So when you talk about something that you have just completed, an action that you have just completed in the past, which has some connection with now. For example,
Okay.
I have completed, or I have had a cup of coffee. I've had a cup of coffee. That means you had it a couple of, just what, say 15 minutes ago. I have had. By have is the verb form here. Had meaning you drank the coffee,
Hmm.
right? So I have
Okay.
had a cup of coffee.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
maybe somebody's asking you right now, okay, have you had tea already, Shruti? So you told me, no, ma'am, I've had coffee,
Okay.
right? So you're
Yes,
talking
ma'am.
about something that has already happened. So it's a past tense, but it has some connection with now because I asked you, have you had coffee? And you're
Yes, ma'am.
answering me, yes. Okay, so anything that happens in the past but which has some connection or relation to the
Connection.
future, you can say, you can use the perfect tenses. I have lived in Delhi. I have lived in Delhi for a while. So you were in Delhi for some time. I have worked in Delhi for 2 years,
Hmm.
right? So
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
not anymore, but you're talking about something that happened in the near future, right? So that is how. So practice using the structure instead of learning about the rules themselves, Shruti.
Okay,
Okay.
ma'am.